the patio. I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jen. So welcome back to another episode.
Woohoo!
So fun that we've been doing this for so long now, it seems.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're
so
proud of this,
long.
right? I don't know. Everything this year seems longer than it is. So we have some updates. Well, one update in particular from past guests. Grandma and Grandpa both have now, they retested for COVID. They came back after I think it was 14 days. It may have been a little bit less, maybe a little more. And they have both now tested negative.
Woohoo! That's fabulous news.
It's excellent news. It's a little weird just because talking to them, I don't know that I would necessarily know that they were negative.
Right.
So it sounds like they're still maybe recovering. But yeah, they're negative and hopefully everything is good. They haven't been outside before this started.
I know.
And it's horrible. They should have, their facility really should have figured out how to get them outside. Not just them, but everybody.
Everyone, right.
You know, and so her biggest complaint was that the smokers are allowed to go outside.
Yeah.
And then people who are walking their dogs get to go outside. And she's not. So she said that either she was going to fake that she's now started smoking in her almost 90s, or she was going to put a leash on my grandpa and say she has
she
has a little puppy. So
I don't need that visual.
I know. So hopefully they figured it out and let them go outside. But I'm so glad that they are negative if that's true, and hopefully they can get everything figured out. I think Grandma's a little skeptical now of the virus.
Right.
So and that's understandable, you know, but I think the big takeaway is just to be so thankful that it wasn't worse, because not everybody has it that good. So
yeah, definitely.
News.
Great news. So excited for Grandpa and Grandma, and so excited that they're healing up. That's good. So I have a story that I came across. So in 1981, a gentleman named Peter Sy immigrated to America and to pursue his doctorate degree. And so he got his doctorate degree and he started working. And you fast forward to 1992, and he helped invent the N95 mask.
Really?
Isn't that cool?
That's cool. Where was he from? Do you know?
I don't know. I need to research that.
That's okay. So he helped
a little further. Yeah, he was working with the University of Tennessee to create the material that's used in 1992 to make the N95 mask.
That's crazy. They didn't have it before then. I wonder what they used prior.
It's some type of electrostatic charging technology.
Interesting.
That coincidentally was called Corona charging.
No way.
Are you kidding me right now? No, I'm not kidding you. That is true.
So the first N95 was created using
it's
Corona technology.
Corona charging to filter out unwanted particles. And then it eventually became the foundation for the N95 respiratory mask.
So I can kind of hear another conspiracy theory coming out of all of this. Corona.
But he was working with the University of Tennessee to do that. So then you fast forward to today, and obviously N95 masks are hugely important right now, right? So he's retired. He's been retired for 2 years, but he came out of retirement because in the beginning, there was all kinds of shortages. So he came out of retirement. He said his phone was ringing off the hook. Came out of retirement, donated his time, he said about 20 hours a day to find a way to clean those masks while we were having the shortage. And so he said he set up a lab in his home to try to figure that out. So anyway, it was just a good, feel-good, good news story I wanted to share. I mean, I think bad times can bring out the worst in us, but they can also bring out the best in us. And I think hearing about someone like Peter stepping up to the plate, I guess I should call him Dr. Sy, stepping up to the plate, coming back out of retirement, and getting it done for America.
Yeah, always pay attention to the helpers and the innovators.
Yes,
especially in times like this. How
definitely.
Cool.
There's one other neat thing that I learned this week. So first ever, and I was surprised by this, but first ever female Green Beret.
Really?
In the Army. Isn't that something?
Yeah, what's a Green Beret?
A Green Beret is a special operations Army person. I don't know the whole details of what they do, but the fact, we can't know her name, because I wanted to find her name to share that, but we can't know her name because she's a special operations person for the Army.
So they're private.
And they don't share that, which makes sense. But the first ever female Green Beret.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I always think of the hats. Do they have those special hats.
Probably because their name is Beret.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only thing I know. So we need to this week research where Dr. Sai was from and what the heck is a Green Beret. Luckily, we know someone in the Army that might be able to fill us in.
Definitely. We have connections and hookups there. So.
Yes. Speaking of that fantastic person, who's very private as well, so we can't mention the name, but he totally helped score something this week.
Oh, yeah.
Big news of the week.
Big news of the week.
I have been researching this Peloton bike for so long.
Yes.
But I'm super, super cheap, so I was never going to pay. So to get this bike with tax, shoes, and everything was a minimum of $2,500, which is just absolutely insane. So I've been researching all the alternate options for the bike. I finally found one that I was going to settle on, this cheaper version, which seemed great. It didn't have a screen or anything, but it was still going to work. It's an indoor exercise bike for anyone who doesn't know. So I was ready to get it, and I go to find this cheaper bike, and it's out of stock for at least 60 days. So some of the stores may get it in the next month or so, but for sure 60 days. So I wasn't giving up, but I was just, just
down,
yeah, I was just kind of like, okay, it's not meant to be, it's fine. So I was looking at other options, and I could just go outside and ride my bike, but these really help you with your heart rate. They keep your heart rate up.
Yep.
Inside, because it's hot right now in Florida.
It's super hot in Florida right now.
Not about that. So I looked on Facebook, and these bikes, so the Peloton bikes were going from $2,500 up to $3,000, and these are used on Facebook Marketplace.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Insane. So I guess those are 6 to 8 weeks out, and so everybody is just, it's the next toilet paper, I guess, in quarantine.
Expensive toilet paper.
Right. $2,500 toilet paper. The gift that keeps on giving. So I found the Schwinn's on there and some other brands on there, but they were going for $1,500 to $1,800 when you could buy them brand new for about $800. So I'm not paying over for something.
Right.
So I'm like, whatever. So last Thursday night, I was going to go clean out the pool and just have a relaxing night. And I decided to just check Facebook Marketplace randomly. And this bike pops up, and it's a Peloton bike, and it's $1,000. And so
that has to be a scam.
That's what I thought immediately. Scam, right?
Yeah.
Or that, it's either a scam and it's a fake bike, or you get there and they're going to murder you,
Take all your money.
Exactly. So emailed the lady or messaged the lady, and she, in her profile checked out, she was in her 60s and really nice, and she had posted for years. It wasn't a new account, and she was a nurse and just seemed legit. And so she said there was nothing wrong with it, but her and her husband just didn't need it anymore. So I called our Army friend and asked to come as backup and also drive the truck, so that way I could put it in there. But that way, if I was about to get, ambushed, I'd have somebody that could take them out, right?
Right.
Tactical.
You were ready.
Yes. Because I would run and hide.
You weren't actually ready, but the Army person was ready.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think I could take some. I could take somebody. Just kidding. So anyway, we get there, and it's this huge retirement community. I think he said 900 homes. And
wow.
It's what you picture Florida to be.
Yeah.
You either picture beautiful beach or retirement. And every single house looked the exact same. And we get there, and it just really seems like, okay, this might be legit. And the guy looks nice and normal, and he doesn't look like he, is about to hurt us or anything. We go inside, and they have these cute dogs and this bike. And it's you can hear the angels singing. This bike is right there. And it works. He turns it on, and they are in their 60s, like I said, in such great shape. They ride hundreds of miles outside on their bikes. And they just did a century, I think 3 days worth of centuries 3 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So they just weren't using the indoor bike, and they're about to retire and go out west on their camper. And in 3 months, I think they're retiring. They're both nurses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so they're going to ride their bikes out west, and they just don't need it. And so I scored this bike.
Yay!
I'm so excited. Love it. It's my favorite workout equipment.
Yes.
And I'm so happy. And I would appreciate it. She said within 20 minutes, she she had 3 people asking about it.
Oh my goodness,
And,
I bet.
Yeah, and she said they were kind of aggressive, and so I feel like they saw that as a deal they could just resell and make some money, Every time I ride that bike, I will think of the sweet people that sold it and that are retiring, living the dream.
It's so nice just to look at it too, right? It's just oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to me.
I know. So if anyone listening wants to name it for us, let me know.
Yeah. Or want to be our friend on do you be friends on Peloton? Or how's that work?
I still need some more research
on
how this all works. But I know you can follow different people and take classes together and stuff. So yeah, if you do have a Peloton and you follow, just DM us your name.
I forgot one more good news thing I was going to share.
Yeah, share away.
So this is just, I found a new show on Netflix.
Okay.
Guess who it stars?
The Rock.
Nope. Zac Efron.
Oh, Lord. Is he even, is he still relevant?
Yes, he's still relevant. And if you ask me right now, I will say even more relevant than he was ever in my life.
Okay.
But I cannot wait to watch the rest of these. It's a Netflix original. It's called Down to Earth. And I watched the first one, so check it out. Netflix, Down to Earth, Zac Efron. I watched the first one, and it's really about him getting back to nature and really looking at ways to reuse, recycle, all of those great things. So he went to Iceland for the first one, where they are now at 100% renewable energy use in Iceland.
Really?
They use a lot of geothermal power and solar and different things. I mean, they have enough geothermal that they can actually bake bread in the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, super cool. Watch the episode. Check it out. I look forward to watching the whole season.
Singing? Wasn't he in that singing show?
I think he was. I wasn't too into that. Like, I'm not a fangirl of Zac Efron, okay?
You've been obsessed with him for years, don't lie.
Yeah, I know, but I like to keep that on the DL.
Okay.
But
you're admitting it today. We will.
I'll deny it tomorrow. But anyway, the gorgeous landscapes of Iceland, the geothermal hot water springs that they had.
Talk about somewhere I want to go.
Oh, it was just gorgeous.
So, do they show you how to bake the bread? Or
yeah, they did the whole bread. They did the whole thing.
That's cool.
You have to wrap it up because you don't want water to seep in there.
Yeah.
And you literally dig a hole and put it in the hole.
That's my dream.
Would that not be cool?
To bake my bread out in the open.
Yes.
That would be so cool.
So, so I'm super excited about it. I can't wait. I'll provide you guys, an update. I mean, he said one of the quotes he had on there, I cannot believe I'm quoting Zac Efron, but one of the quotes he said, even if we live to be 100 years old, our time on Earth is so short. And I totally agree with that. It's so short. We've all got to do our part. So
true. And I don't know that he was the originator of that thought. So I'm sure other people have felt life is short as well, but thank you, Zac.
Only Zac Efron thought that. Only him.
Thank you, Zac, for that reminder to live life as much as
live life and be kind to the earth. Be kind to the earth. So
absolutely. That's cool. So the whole sales thing online can be so sketchy.
Yeah.
And so that's, where my mind automatically goes. And I was talking to some friends about this, and they were reminding me of different just kind of scary situations they've been in with online sales. And Christy, shout out to Christy, had an experience, which I will invite her to leave us a voice message to explain it.
Oh my.
But not as scary, but kind of just a weird dude was really upset about something she was selling. And it's just so interesting.
Wow.
And it's just, I want her to tell the story because it's one of those things where it's like, wow, that is so dumb to be mad about that. But so interesting of how people are when they are online. They forget how to be. So, but I had a crazy story. I sold something, so I moved to Little Rock, and I had some extra things. I moved from a house to an apartment, and so when I got there, I sold some things online. And most of the things you can meet people, places, and public locations and give it to them. But this was a TV stand and a TV, so I accidentally broke this expensive TV. But people will still buy it, and you fix it or use it for parts or whatever. Wow. And then the stand was really heavy. It was the kind where you would mount the flat screen TV to it.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of hangs.
Yeah.
And so I posted online, somebody comes to buy it, and it's just this man, and it's just me by myself, and this is in my bedroom.
Aww.
And I didn't think to have someone help me move it out or anything. I'm
right.
like, whatever, come buy it, great, I don't have to do any of the work.
Yeah.
So he comes in and goes into the bedroom. Well, my bedroom had a sliding glass door, and it went outside to this little patio that had a fence gate that you could open. So I had like kind of opened that a little bit, and I had my sliding glass door open a little.
You're ready to bolt.
Yeah, so if I had to escape, because I didn't have any weapons, but I would have been resourceful.
Yeah.
But I was ready to escape. And so he comes in, looks at it, he looks normal. And so he says, I'll be right back. He has to go out to his car. And so he comes back in, and he has this black box that he's carrying. And it was sketch, and it looked like a gun case or something. And I was like, holy shit, I have to bounce. And so I'm like ready. I'm looking around the room. What can I get this guy with if I have to? And it happened so fast, but still I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not going to die today over this TV stand. Probably was only making about $50 or something, not worth it. And he opens it, and it's his drill or whatever it is to unscrew the thing. But that kind of stuff is crazy because you hear the like Craigslist killer and everything. So yeah, that it could be crazy. But luckily it wasn't. But I want to hear your story. So if you have a story about anything you've sold online or any kind of sketchy behavior
send them in
because we'll play some on the podcast or just again for our
or
own
we'll
entertainment.
Repeat them if you don't want to use your voice. We'll reenact it for you.
Yeah, I feel like we should be so Unsolved Mysteries is back out.
It is,
which is so awesome. Just that was such a good show back in the day. And Robert Stack, he's not on it now. Is he?
Is he alive?
He may not.
I was wondering. Yeah,
he was fairly old back
then. Even.
Yeah, but his voice just made the show, and then that opening music.
Yeah.
So, but we will reenact it that way. Like
we'll
do a whole.
So send it in just so you can hear that.
Yeah, for sure. Entertain us and entertain yourselves. So, have you ever had anything, or have you sold anything online?
I've been trying. I don't sell a lot of stuff online.
Yeah.
I'm of a little older age than you, right? So,
did you ever sell stuff on eBay back in the day?
No, I didn't even do that.
Oh, that was so
I'm just
big.
not. Yeah, I know. So I don't really have. I was trying to think of an instance where I had experienced it. So
you could totally make one up. We would never know.
I could. Maybe I will next week.
Yeah,
I'll submit one next week.
Most creative story. We won't know if it's true or false.
That's right.
Just tell us.
That's right.
But mine was true, unfortunately. So just so many interesting things. So speaking of scams, I have this voicemail scam. And I know that other people have gotten the same thing.
There's so many of them.
They're so aggressive. I have 13
I hate
now.
them so much. My car warranty has been expired so many times or about to expire.
Or they'll call about my student loans that I don't have that, it's just
yeah,
so
your student loans. Yes.
So this one, I'm going to play it here because I know that some of you have heard this, but others haven't. And I just want you to hear how ridiculous this is.
So frustrating.
But what makes me mad is, like, for me, it's annoying. It's just an annoyance.
Yeah.
But it makes me mad that somebody will fall for this.
I hate it because they spend, the people that create these and that voice them and continue to call you and do all that, they spend so much time thinking about this and how they can make money and what they can do in such a negative light.
And how do they come up with it too?
I know. I just wish that they would turn that around and use all that energy for good,
I was thinking about last week's episode too. It's like some of the scammy things that people do, the shadiness at work. I don't even think about that stuff.
I don't either. Yeah.
It's like, how do they come up with this?
They must have a different perspective, but anyway, it's terrible. These calls are terrible.
It's just so aggressive. But before I play it, we need to talk. Well, actually, let's play it first, then we'll talk about one with you.
Oh my God, it was terrible.
I think it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Okay, let's play this voicemail.
New message. Actions. Filed on your social security number. We have got an order to suspend your social at very right moment because we have found many suspicious activities on your social number. So before we go ahead and suspend it, kindly call us back on our number, which is...
Okay, first of all, at very right moment, like, come on now. And second, if you're about to suspend my social, you're not going to call me on a robot voice.
Right.
I'm probably not going to get an advanced warning. No. It's so ridiculous. But it just scares me for the older people. Or maybe somebody who just, is gullible.
Yeah.
And is going to do something. I'm sure all I have to do is call right back, give them my full social, my date of birth.
Exactly.
All my PIN numbers, password, checking account number.
Firstborn. And then you're good.
And then I'm okay. I'm in the clear.
But yeah, I totally agree. What they probably would say if you called back would be immediately get your social security number, your full social security number. You're probably right. They'd probably say, well, we need to verify that. Can you give us the date of birth?
Yeah.
And so then they have all that information on you.
I know. And I didn't want to play their number because, well, first of all, it's coming in from 5 different numbers, but I don't want to give them free press.
Yeah, that it wasn't just one call to you either. Like,
Multiple.
what did you say? It was like 9?
Oh, no, I've had 4 today. But
oh
I had
my gosh.
maybe 12 or 13 voicemails. I keep deleting them, but I wanted to save one to play here. But I still have 3. It said I had 3 more of the same duplicate message just today.
That's terrible.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, it's no wonder that none of us really answer our phone unless we know the number that's calling us now.
And then I don't want to call back because, some of them, they just want you to call back and then they can charge you.
Yes,
like,
they can charge you.
That one scam where they could charge you from, I think it was the Bahamas
yeah,
or something
they were
like
in
that.
the Bahamas or something, and they were charging customers $60 per minute or something when they would call in, and it was terrible.
It's ridiculous. And then when they spoof the number that looks just like yours, that makes me so mad. And I block everyone on my phone, but it continues to come in on a different number.
And then people think that you're calling them, and it's not you.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's a problem.
And then people get really upset about it.
Yeah, and I don't blame them.
I don't either.
But at the same time, it's 2020. This is not new, so you should understand. This stuff happens, Yeah. So let's talk about yours, though. So,
oh my gosh.
I remember yours. Do you remember the situation?
I think I do. So it was about 10 years ago, at least, maybe 11. We lived in an apartment. It's not too far from each other at that time, right? And so I got a call and I got a voicemail because even 10 years ago, I didn't answer my calls if I didn't recognize the number. But they left me a voicemail saying that, what was it? It was
you had been, so the voicemail said that you were caught in fraudulent activity from ordering illegal pharmaceuticals online through to your apartment, and the FBI
was involved, and they were going
to come to your apartment in 3 days, and they needed you to call them back to get this urgent matter taken care of. And I remember, because I was working from home that day, and I remember you were calling in a panic, you have to listen to this voicemail, and it wasn't as easy to transfer it online and send it.
It was so weird.
You came by, and I was like, dude, okay, first of all,
the FBI's not going to warn you before they come arrest you.
Okay, there's this urgent issue, and we're about to arrest you, but first, if you want to hide all evidence about this issue, let me tell it to you in detail. This is why we're coming to your house.
Oh my
and second,
God.
have you ordered illegal pharmaceuticals?
No.
So then what do you have to worry about? Nothing.
I know.
And then you played it, and it was like so poorly worded.
It was so apparent
so
that it was
obvious.
False.
But people like you who are nice and sweet and innocent get these calls.
Well, okay, wait. In my defense, that was 10 years ago. Today, I would not be so gullible. But I was.
Then,
10 years ago, I was gullible.
Then,
even then, I shouldn't have been that gullible, but I was. But yeah, I mean,
but
if you haven't ever really been in trouble, like you haven't been in jail. I haven't been in jail. Knock on wood, wherever that is. But if you haven't ever been in jail, and then they say the FBI is coming after you.
That's why you came to your most skeptical friend, because I was not having any part of it. And yeah, you just have to step back and use that logic. But then I also watch so much like Law and Order and everything else that I know.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I can't believe I got scammed. But I didn't call him back. I didn't do anything. I went to Jen and she talked me off the ledge.
Yeah, what if you went to a nicer friend?
Yeah,
and they were like,
no, we got to call him back.
Oh my gosh.
You should turn yourself in.
You're in so much trouble. It's terrible.
I know. Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Yeah. How about you? Is that ever happened to you? Oh, well, besides the one you just shared.
Never, but yeah, I've gotten so many, but I've never fallen for it. But I never have. We used to scam my mom, though. She is so gullible. Like, Mom, if you're listening, you are so gullible. And she's just so, like, innocent and nice because she's just a good person. And so we would just trick her so easily. I remember I used to pretend my dog's paw was stuck in my eye. And if you just step back logically, like, how could that even happen? But for some reason, when I was really young, I was like, Mom, her paw is stuck in my eye. I don't know why I came up with that. It's such a weird thing to come up with. But she believed it. But we, do you remember Walker, Texas Ranger, the show? Uh-huh. So in the opening song, it would say, when you're in Texas, look behind you, because that's where the Ranger's gonna be.
Oh.
So whenever we would drive through Texas to go visit my grandparents in Arizona, we would always be like, Mom, look behind you. And every time she would fall for it, we would say, because that's where the Ranger's gonna be.
She probably wasn't even speeding. But so Jen is a scammer from way back.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Maybe, hold on. So that's why I recognize it. Because I was a childhood scammer of my own mom.
Scamming her mom way back.
No, but I don't fall for that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too skeptical or something.
I think, we had this dialing for dollars thing back when I was a kid, and my grandparents loved it. And my grandma Weedor, she loved it so much. I think it was my grandma, and my grandma Wallace loved it too. And I can't remember which one I scammed, but we did it on April Fool's Day.
What is it, though?
Well, it's dialing for dollars. So I'm trying to remember that they would say a number, like an amount, during during the newscast. So that everyone would have to be watching the newscast at noon to get that amount, and then they would randomly call a number, and if you had that amount, then you won it.
Oh, wow.
So it'd be like $200 or whatever, you know. And so I would call. I called and I said, you know, this is dialing for dollars. Da 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 da. But anyway, that's the most I did.
You were a scammer as well.
I was a scammer as well.
Did you guys ever prank call back in the day?
Oh yeah. Is your refrigerator running?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, we came up with some good ones. I loved those days. It was a lot easier.
It was
simpler
a lot easier.
Times.
I even remember the times of party lines.
See, I don't.
Do you remember
party
lines?
I've heard about them,
Yeah,
but I never
yeah.
had them. Yeah.
It's showing my age a little bit, but yeah, you could listen in on people's conversations.
I would have been all about that. I would have been spying on those calls, but I'm sure it was nothing good or interesting.
Who knows? I mean, you know, it's all about your perspective, I guess.
Yeah, true. That's funny. So, anything else that you want to talk about? Didn't you say something about chips?
Oh, the new... Okay, so every year, Lay's does this new flavor thing, right? So last year one of them was biscuits and gravy. I can't remember what the rest of them were, but I like
Nashville
the biscuits.
hot chicken.
That's this year. No, that's this year.
I spoiled it.
Yeah, I've already told you, and you just spoiled it. No,
wait,
that's okay. That's
we
okay.
can go back.
No. So yeah, Nashville hot chicken. I'm super excited about that because I like Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah,
from Nashville.
So then, what was the one from last year?
I can't remember. The biscuits and gravy was the one that we
Yeah.
liked. I think there was a taco salad or something last year too. That was okay.
Hmm.
But then they're also gonna have a chili relleno.
Oh, that one will be good
This year, and then a street taco.
That might be
this
good,
year.
yeah.
So those all sound good. So that's supposed to come out mid-July to late July. New Lay's chips flavors.
Interesting.
I'm
I don't
excited
know.
to try them.
I want to know how they come up with these flavors, not just how they come up with them, but how they create them. Like, how do they make a chip taste like
I think
chicken?
I could be a good chip taster.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
That would be a good job to have. Chip
One of my
taster.
friends posted this week. It's just kind of a funny thing. It said, "I heard the government is putting chips into people. I hope I get barbecue." And so I was thinking, what kind of chip would I want? And I came up with, obviously, knowing me, came up with a loophole. I couldn't just pick one.
Oh my goodness.
Literally no way to pick one chip. Because I know I said literally twice, now 3 times. But I could give up desserts for the rest of my life. I never have to have anything sweet again. But my chips live for those. So I cannot just have one kind. So I would have one of those variety packs, but it would be a custom variety pack. And I would have several different flavors. And that would be my chip. But what's yours?
You probably know what it would be, but it's the plain Lay's in the yellow bag.
So boring.
It fits me.
So
plain Lay's in the yellow bag. They're my favorite.
They're pretty
I
good.
can't eat just one. I mean, I gotta eat a ton, and they're so good. But I still get excited about these flavors. I'm not sure why, but I always fall back to the plain
and
Lay's.
especially in the time of Corona, we need some excitement. So
We do. Maybe we should have a taste test or
We
something.
can.
This is
Maybe we
vegan
should have
Nashville
all 20 of our listeners together. You guys all go buy. No, I'm just kidding. We have more than 20, but everybody goes and buys the same chips, and then we'll do a taste test virtually somehow. We'll organize this on Instagram.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So aside from new chip flavors, have you found anything so 2020? 2020 is doing the most this week?
I did find something 2020 is doing the most. So, raccoon dog.
What?
What? Have you ever heard of a raccoon dog?
And I don't want to.
I know. They found one recently in I think it's the Welsh part of England, or is it a part of England? I don't know. Wales, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Wales, duh. They sighted a raccoon dog. And this is an actual thing that lives in Asia someplace, but evidently they're really stinky and not very nice.
I wouldn't think they would be, and they probably eat all your food.
And how did it end up there? I have no idea.
2020.
But 2020, raccoon dog. They actually got the raccoon dog. They found it. It was sighted. They found it, and they put it to sleep.
There was just one?
There was just one. So I bet someone must have had it as a pet.
That's super sketch.
But anyway, raccoon dog. I didn't even know those existed.
No.
Did anyone else know those existed? Let me know. I want to know. I want to hear if you knew anything about a raccoon dog.
That
oh my
is
gosh.
one pet
They're
I
supposed
did
to
not
really, really be smelly.
Oh, I can imagine. Horrible. Well, this isn't something new necessarily, but we talked about the coin shortage last week.
Yeah, we did.
Do you know about that? Well, I saw a story today today that Kroger is now going to stop giving coins because of the nationwide shortage. So if you pay with cash, or you have two options, and we don't have Kroger here, but a lot of our Arkansas listeners do. So you can either have that money added back to your Kroger card. So like if they owe you 2 cents, they'll just put it on that card as like a 2-cent credit. Yeah, or you can give that money, donate it to a charity that they've chosen.
Oh my God. So they're not giving any coins?
They're not going to give back.
So even if you have 99 cents they owe you,
you'll get that cent, that 1 penny on your card, or you can switch it over to their charity. So, and I think it's like a food bank charity or something, so it's a good cause. But yeah, but that change, like that's just such a part of our history. And even though I haven't paid with change in so long, if I ever do, like just kind of weird.
So strange. So 2020.
Yeah, but maybe that'll be a good saving, because with some banks you can do the keep the change savings. So every time you pay with your debit card, they'll round up to the next dollar and put it back in your savings account. So maybe some people can save some money that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you don't really use that change when you get it back. It gets in the way. So this really could end up being a positive thing.
It could be.
It's just so weird. But then, I don't know. It's a shortage. So crazy.
It is weird that it's happening, though. It's all just so 2020. I don't understand it, but...
Yeah. So we've had some good news, some crazy news.
Yeah.
Some scams. So don't forget
fun stuff
to send us your scams if you've ever been scammed, or have you ever scammed somebody. We can take your anonymous scam post and
reenact
that and read it. Or have you had any crazy experiences with online sales? Either you've sold something or you've dealt with a sketchy seller. Let us know. Yeah. And then please, if you can, go on iTunes and just give us a review. If you could just type up a short review. Best podcast ever. Maybe these.
Something like that.
Even if you say these girls are crazy, just give us 5 stars.
These girls are crazy.
We'll be happy.
We know that. So
so thanks so much for listening and being a part of this community. It's been awesome. And keep the emails coming. We love to hear from you guys. And I love all the emails we're getting from people we don't know. So even though our audience is small, it's growing, and I absolutely love it.
Yes.
So thank you. patiochatspod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram @patiochats.
Yes. Thanks for joining us on the patio. Have a great
day. Time. Life.
I don't know. Yeah. All of it. Make it great.